Okay, so. Can you hear us, Sarah? Great, okay, so let's call the meeting to order at 3:34 p.m. All right, would anyone like to make a motion to accept the agenda? Okay, so Sarah. And a second?
I second.
Great, so. We get to elect officers. Yay.
We haven't.
Oh, we have to swear in, I'm sorry, we'll get all of us in, so.
Yes. You don't know.
I'm making one thought. They made me stand up.
I, Stephen Coates, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of New York, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of trustee of the Hampton Library in Bridgehampton, according to the best of my ability.
Yay.
Welcome. We need a witness.
You need a witness. Can I get a witness?
I'll be a witness.
Right.
The two new guys.
There it is.
Okay, so we're gonna, this is, we're gonna let the, executive, board this year. Lisa's gonna oversee, the teller of our elections, so we have a motion to designate Lisa as the teller. Okay. You know, with that?
Who seconded?
Who made the motion?
I second. John. Okay, all right. Great, so Lisa gets to do it. I'll start because obviously as I've been president for a long time here, and I would like to, it's my last year in the library board, so I would like to step down as president, and I would like to nominate White for president. Do we have a second for that nomination?
I would second it.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Coates.
I think we do the votes
Oh,
all at the, and we're supposed to write it down.
Well,
write down the number or the people?
who did? Who
Well,
just
we
did
used to
this
do,
one?
but we had like a secret ballot, but we didn't, we haven't implemented. It was COVID, because we're all on the TV. Whatever,
Well, sure, everyone close their eyes and.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't think we even need a secret ballot.
I know.
Before that, President.
Yes,
Sure. Who made the motion seconded?
I made the motion.
Yeah, I seconded. Steve recovered, right?
Right, yes. Okay.
Thank you. I think.
You say.
It's so long, Bocce's in the waiting room.
Oh, great. Thank you for noticing that. I would also, I'm gonna make my motion, you know, I don't get to talk a lot for the rest of the meeting after all this. This is it. I would also like to make a motion to have Sarah stay as vice president. Second, okay,
That was John.
yeah. You can make a motion if you like.
Okay. I would like to nominate Louise as treasurer for her last.
I'll second that.
You don't get off that easy.
Yeah, I'm going slowly.
Slowly.
I would like to make a motion for Stephen Coates, the secretary. I have a second on that one. Great. Are there any other nominations before we elect? Does anybody else like to run for a position that we haven't? You can nominate yourself, I guess. Raise the votes.
Let's go.
That's what it's called.
The vice president be present for meetings though? The vice, the second in command be present sometimes, or give us a date on return. Will
Well-
you give us a date for return, Sarah? Nothing personal, it's just been a number of months that we have to address it.
We did address it in the summer.
Yeah, but this is January.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My audio went out here. John, can you just repeat your question?
Okay, are there any other nominations, thoughts, discussion, or anything like that before we vote?
I'm not
You're very
saying
happy with
anything.
your choices. I think I.
Don't worry, you'll do a good job, Tom.
If he's elected.
Okay. Everyone close your eyes and you can put your hand up if you agree with the slate as presented.
That's good, yeah.
Right?
Alright.
Lisa count,
All right,
alright,
unanimously, all 9.
awesome. Okay,
Congratulations, everyone.
great. So can we,
What's up?
so can we do A through E on the consent agenda with not
Page
the
2.
exec? Being the motion and second on this.
Yes.
Yes, consent agenda.
Yeah. So. One of you four, or two of you four can do motion and second for that.
Well,
18s.
Right.
Are they actually appointments by the president?
No, they're elected. The appointments by the president are community.
It does say appointed by the president.
That's the heading
The
on the second page.
second page, no, that's the next thing, yeah.
Okay.
But for the election, it's motions and seconds.
I will make a motion of that,
You can say E through E,
that A through E are adopted by the board.
okay? And second,
Second.
great, okay.
Mhm.
Perfect, so I'm gonna hand over.
You got it.
You're ahead, and you get, you're on the notes, I love
So, can these be done by? I don't think so.
it. I think we do, yeah, I think we will.
Okay. So, the proposal is to continue to retain Tom Bolts for legal counsel for the Hampton Library as on an as needed basis and authorizes the president to sign a contract in the amount of $325 per hour. Is there a motion to support the
235, it says.
235?
Right, okay, I heard 3, so, that was part of my hearing.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Letter B is to retain, Gregory Ferraris to file our taxes and the auditor form a general audit of our financial statement for fiscal year 2023. As recommended by the state on good accounting practice and authorizes the president to sign the contract in the amount of $8,000. Is there a motion? All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Who's that?
Steve?
And Deborah.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Insurance agent, resolved that the board of trustees of the Hampton Library reappoint State and Ritson Osborne as the library's insurance agent. So move on that. Second. Okay. You have a second? Second?
Joe.
Okay. And records manager. Resolution reads that the board of trustees of the Hampton Library appoint the director as the records manager officer. Is there a motion? Motion.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And custodian of public records, the resolution reads that the board of trustees of the Hampton Library will appoint the director as custodian of public records. So such a motion?
Yes.
Second.
I'll second.
Good, all those in favor? Thank. The affirmative action office. The resolution reads that the Board of Trustees of the Hampton Library to appoint the director as the affirmative action officer. So, but motion. Okay. Second, Deborah?
I second, yes.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Very good. The executive committee comprises the president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. And we are looking at the finance committee. The committee is comprised of members first in financial or accounting field and will include the director and treasurer, and that leaves 2 members of the board of trustees have not to exceed a quorum.
Oh, let's be on that.
Sure.
All right.
I can join as well.
Cool.
And we need 2 more or 1 more. Just 2.
We're on it.
So,
I'm on it.
You're on it,
You're on.
and I'm.
Yeah.
One
Well,
of
you, yeah, you
So
could,
it's Deborah, Jill.
Joe B, and then I used to sit on that just because as president, just because it's easier to keep an eye on. So you could, you're on it, yeah, sorry.
Just
Okay. And buildings and grounds, chairperson of buildings and grounds committee will be appointed by the president. The chairperson of buildings and grounds may select up to 2 other members to serve on this committee. Oh,
You would like to move?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I think it was no name.
Yeah, buildings and grounds,
Eric.
it's right up my alley. Buildings and grounds.
and you,
Who else was on buildings and grounds?
I've been sharing.
Yeah, you've been on it, who else? You on it, you were on it? You, who wants to stay or new people can?
Can you stay, I'm not chair.
Okay.
What's really?
I didn't see.
We oversee the maintenance of the buildings, the condition of the yards. And so that would recommend that, you know, volume. Is that right? Correct.
No. Do we have the old buildings?
It's fair.
Yeah.
The policy committee. The app, I think about it, I think. Have a. It always been 4 people.
Feel like it has, but I feel like we haven't met in a while. I think there's a bunch of stuff that probably needs to get policy out.
Okay. Sarah, is that
Yeah.
something you're comfortable
These
with?
were last year.
Oh, okay.
Yes, okay. Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah and Bachi were on it last year. You guys both want to stay?
And Siobhan?
If I'm interested in anything about it, I would say I would.
This is how you learn.
If I can help,
You want to
I
have?
would have
You. Oh,
Yeah.
happy to be honest.
yeah.
You've seen the policy anyway.
Put them on it. The next one that I think we changed the capital
It was
campaign.
a little bit scholarship.
Yeah, it's from the strategic, because I feel like, so that could probably, I guess I should be on that one, and maybe, well.
Sure.
Anybody else interested in being on that one? Okay. Great.
And one board.
And then. We'll use that.
There can be a fourth.
Or the one, Eric's, okay.
Then we have our scholarship committee.
Great, and Sarah and Deborah and Bachi were also on that one. That one's, you want to stay on that one? Yeah, great.
All right, Annual official actions that we, just renew every year,
We can probably do some of these on consent. because I
Yes,
don't think
okay.
it's-
fine. The bank that we've been with for quite a while, is Bridgehampton National, now getting dying. And,
Yes. You guys feel about that? We're doing, I just like.
well,
I'm pretty disappointed with that. Okay, that would, it was not. Yes, I was in Bridgehampton National, I was in a really different bank, I feel like this is only like a deposit account.
That's all we do.
Yeah, so that's all we do.
Yeah. We have a presentation on the trustee fund in the meeting.
Yeah, okay,
So,
yeah,
so
so
we have our actual, which is Fidelity, but that's.
I read Diamond, and I'm like, I'm so unhappy with them. I'm unhappy that we can't do that, like.
Walk on us here, it's not a good track record.
Let's, just proceed through with this. Do you want to reconsider the bank at this point?
No, not good, not good, no. Well, we can get into the other stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, so,
I'm
at this
sorry about that, it's just like.
this point, it's okay. We'll leave it with 9, the investment and certificates of deposit are, how is that reading? Let's see. Okay, Board of Trustees of the Hampton Library authorized the director and treasurer to negotiate jointly the disposition of certificates of deposit during the fiscal year and to invest money in those certificates in any bank with which meets the criteria established by New York State and wherever possible that these banks be located within the boundaries of the district upon the signature of the library's treasurer. Any issues with that? No. Okay, security and custodial agreement. Resolution reads that the Board of Trustees of the Hampton Library as a result of general municipal finance reform, chapter 708, signed into law on July 31st, 1992, effective November 28th, 1992, does hereby agree to attempt to enter into model security and custodial agreements, single bank, third-party custodian, and master purchase agreement as set forth by the Office of the State Comptroller with Bridgehampton National, and we need to fix that. Correct? That would become done.
Yeah, and then we change it from Danielle is on there to Lisa, because Danielle is the early.
Right.
At that.
Okay. Chapter 708 consolidates statutory provisions pertaining to the deposits investments established uniform. Strengthen procedure to secure deposits and investments, expense the types of securities that may be accepted. Do I need to do that?
You can say as written.
As written. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And that would be the president and the treasurer. Okay. Official newspapers will be Southern Press, the Sag Harbor Express, and that's all the same paper with the standard press, right? Okay.
I suppose that even though I'm not an officer, I should probably abstain, right? Since- Yeah, that vote, yeah.
You could, yeah, we do the measure.
Regular meetings, the library and the annual budget vote will be held on Tuesday, September
Do you wanna do-
26th.
Tom, I was gonna say, I was gonna say, do you wanna do A on that one?
Oh, okay,
Just
sure.
because we
Yeah.
have a lot more, the
Yeah.
deposits we do.
Depositories, yes.
I can make a
Okay.
motion. I guess, should I make a motion on those, even though it's from the treasurer?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion on.
Okay.
Big A with little A, B, C,
Okay. Very good.
please.
Is there a second for that?
Certain.
Okay.
All right, and then we can do.
Yep.
The newspapers individually and then.
Newspapers, you comfortable with that? Okay. Yeah, Deborah, second?
John.
Don, very good. And regular meetings, we'll do all of the meetings, under big C, consent. Resolved that the Board of Trustees, Hampton Library annual budget vote and election will be held Tuesday, September 26th, 2023, from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. Also, that the annual budget hearing will be held September 20th at 3:30. And that the schedule found on the next page, under C, is the meeting schedule for the upcoming year. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as consent? Thank you. Second, John? Okay. All those in favor? Can we do the wrap on consent? Yes? Okay. So,
Changes on the, think they're all the same, yeah, the holidays and stuff.
okay. So, we'll do, D, E, and F. And G. Consent agenda, the resolution reads that the Board of Trustees Hampton Library, the petty cap funds will be established that follows for fiscal year 2023. The custodian is the director, the amount is $350 unemployment insurance account. To maintain a reserve fund of $1,000 to pay unemployment insurance claims if any. Sick payout account that the trustees of the library maintain a reserve fund of $5,000 to pay for resignees and retirees. And the holiday schedule is under budget. Is there one more to that? Thank you.
There's one left out on there. Just looking if it is in there. We have, name just put my, mind. Columbus Day.
It's on there.
It's indigenous.
Exactly.
It should be called Columbus Day though. We should have separate for Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples' Day. So
We can
this-
do both, we can do
it-
both.
We can do both,
We
but
can
it's
do both.
disrespectful not to do Columbus Day in. The rewriting of history is disrespectful. So we should have it noted as Columbus Day. And this, and Indigenous Peoples' Day on a separate day.
Well. What's your?
It's up to the board. My
You wanna do a slash?
What day is the
Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples' Day.
They both probably should
It's
be.
both the same day.
It's both the
Both
same day
the
legally.
Same day. Why would we do a slash?
We can do the slash. So if it legally falls on the same day,
It does.
but we should not diminish Columbus Day. As we should have that layer too.
It can be done. It can be.
You know, if you want to put maybe in it, Columbus Day on that date, and then a separate without the slash, right, Columbus Day, and then.
Put it on the agenda. Listen to the agenda.
No, let's not do the agenda for next time, let's settle it now.
No, but I think it should be something that's discussed, and I think maybe looking at
Definitely.
somewhat. Like maybe what other libraries are doing, what precedent.
No, I think what we should do is go. Which is politically correct in some circles, is not put on Columbus Day. Because it is now part of the new thing, Indigenous Peoples' Day. You give them both recognition. Either with the slash, like he said, or just write it in another line, Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples' Day. And no, observed on the same day. Which I would pick personally, but if legally they pick that as the legal holiday for the country, then I would do both with a notation in it.
Well, I don't agree, but I think it's good with putting it on the agenda.
It's putting in what?
I said, I don't agree with changing it back to Columbus Day, but I think that it's great that we're putting it on agenda because a conversation needs to be had as to why that all happened.
Oh, that could be a long conversation, but I
Well, that's what I'm
definitely,
saying, Don, I don't think this is something to be discussed.
well, we have time, so we can.
No,
We're gonna agenda. We're gonna
We
agenda.
have,
Okay, I think it should be on, and my vote says it should be on this one, and I disagree.
not everybody agrees with that.
I know,
but
but that's
put it
okay.
on the agenda for the next week.
Yes, I'll agree with that, because we'll just vote on it and it won't go anywhere. So
No, we'll
put it on the
discuss it. We'll discuss
agenda.
it. Yeah, no, I think
See what I'm saying, I'm not saying to take one away from the other. I would like to recognize
Yeah.
both.
I understand.
Where are we going to approve the holidays?
the days are the same, and we discuss
Yeah,
the
then you
naming of
can
the house.
discuss the names,
Yeah.
I think the days are set.
Okay. Very good. So Steve had a motion, is there a second for this? Or include,
This is. What is this, D through G? What is?
Yeah.
Through Chief, yeah,
Yes,
Steve,
Steve and John,
okay. And we do have enough to,
yes.
okay. Can we adjourn this part of the meeting?
Yes.
Okay, for Ocean?
Done.
Okay.
And then we have to stop the meeting.
One recording.
Yep.
Guys, we have to kick you off and put you back on.
Right, you have to go on another meeting in the email,
Okay.
please,
Thank you.
because otherwise I'm editing.
Sorry, so now we should.
Because I was trying to one that.
I
should sit here. because I
And
can't
then
see.
you go to it as well.
It's that.
Please, please, great.
That's all you do now.
I'm very speaking.